And welcome back to VID Machine. You're watching the Sly Guy, the hippie, kaboom, kaboom, and super hippie, kaboom. Oh yeah! Hippie time is not our crime because you got there the Whitney with the Hypney. The Hypnotic Specters, the Hypnotic Specters, the Hypnotic Specters are there. The Hypnotic Specters, the Hypnotic Specters. Nobody expects to care. I have offended you again. So I guess this is the end. Because everybody knows you're such a snowflake and you're just quite upset at every single thing we said. Everybody knows it's all just in your head. Wasted, feeling, going, speaking. You know why you've crossed the line when I said that you were mine. Going, skiing, no hard feelings. Since you will not be my girl, this is the end of my own. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of VID Machine, the Sly Guy. Way back then, in the early days of 1993, Alpha Beta Unlimited, there was a very, very feared card. Especially for blue players or for decks which did not have access to cards like Lightning Bolt and Swords to Plowshares. Well, an Unsummon could get rid of it if you had a first turn hippie, but people rarely played Unsummon. That card is a Hypnotic Specter. Dark Ritual, first turn Hypnotic Specter, was a nightmare for control players. If you played Dark Ritual, first turn hippie, you could eat away at his hand quite easily. Second turn Dark Ritual Mind Twist, and it was game over. Your opponent had no cards in hand. He'd be discarding 4 cards right away off the bat. He would be wiping out all of the cards in his hand. So we've got different hippies here. Most of these are 4-fed, okay, because the 4-fed was the time that I got into Magic the Gathering. So I wasn't in there when Alpha Beta was there because the cards just weren't accessible. They weren't available. They were only available if you were in comic conventions or in Comic Cons in Seattle, Washington. That's the only place that they were handing out these cards, Alpha decks, starter decks. And that's when all the Lotuses were there. Cards were destroyed, of course, because these were just giveaways back then. People didn't know that the value would actually go up. But one hippie that I do have is a revised hippie. I have a single revised Hypnotic Specter right here. As you can see, it is damaged at the back. It is heavily played right there. You can see the dings right there. Well, not heavily played. Yeah, heavily played indeed, because you can see it's damaged right there. So obviously, when I got it, it's at a very, very, very low price because of the damage at the back. Okay, but still, a revised Hypnotic Specter. Most of these guys are 4-fed. These ones are in better condition. Albeit some of them still highly played for a Hypnotic Specter, but the art is what actually gets you, because the art of 4th edition, 4th edition art is way better than the new art Hypnotic Specter. The new art Hypnotic Specter sucks. And the card art looks terrible for the new Hypnotic Specter. It just wasn't the same as the art is way back in 4th edition. So this card isn't as played now. As it's available in MTG Arena, but nobody plays Hypnotic Specter now due to the number of better creatures out there. But way back then in 94, 95, first turn Hypnotic Specter was a nightmare for control players. Being able to eat away at your opponent's hand was sick. First turn hippie, second turn Hymn to Torak, discard 3 cards, Dex Mind Stab Frog, discard the entire hand, play the rack. Of course, this is part of a discard deck, part of a Necro deck, and part of a Mono Black Weedy deck. So once again, this is VID Machine with the Sly Guy signing off right now. Hippie time, hippie time, hippie time. Hippie time is just no crime, but where you look at the hippie, it's kind of damaged. This is the 4-fed hippie. It is in much better shape than the revised one. But now we come back to the God, and then you're looking at the sun. Oh yeah.